The natural world is a place of immense beauty but also of great danger, yet within the animal kingdom, humans stand apart. We are not the strongest, nor the fastest, but we possess something truly remarkable, an unyielding spirit. Today, we dive into the incredible stories of people who defied the odds and survived against all expectations. We'll explore 5 amazing survival stories that will leave you in awe. Stories of courage, resilience, and the boundless capacity of the human will to endure. Our journey begins amidst the towering sandstone cliffs of Utah's Blue John Canyon, a labyrinth of narrow gorges carved by centuries of flash floods. It's here, in this remote and unforgiving landscape, that we encounter Aaron Ralston, an experienced canyoneer, on what begins as a routine solo expedition. Aaron moves confidently through the tight passageways, his movements practiced and sure. The sun, a distant glimmer above, illuminates the cool, damp walls of the canyon. But high above, unseen, a 360-kilogram boulder is dislodged, plummeting down the narrow chasm. With a deafening crash, the boulder traps Aaron's right hand against the canyon wall, pinning him in place. The impact reverberates through the canyon, a stark reminder of the power of nature. Alone and injured, Aaron faces a terrifying reality. He has minimal supplies, no way to contact help, and is trapped by the very rock that should have crushed him. Days turn to nights as Aaron contemplates his predicament. He chips away at the unyielding rock with a small multi-tool, desperate to free himself. He rations his meager food and water, clinging to the hope of rescue, but hope begins to dwindle with each passing hour. Dehydration sets in, his lips parched and cracked. Hallucinations plague his sleep-deprived mind. He records video messages for his loved ones, a final farewell should the worst come to pass. And then, in a moment of clarity born of desperation, Aaron realizes the only way to escape is to make an unimaginable sacrifice. With his remaining strength, he performs a self-amputation, using his multi-tool to sever the bones in his arm. It is an act of sheer willpower, a testament to the primal instinct to survive. Freed from the boulder's grip, Aaron is far from safe. He must now rappel down a 65-foot cliff face and hike 8 miles through the unforgiving desert before stumbling upon another group of hikers. Aaron Ralston's story is a testament to the extraordinary lengths we will go to in the face of unimaginable adversity. Our next story transports us to the vast emerald canopy of the Amazon rainforest, a world teeming with life in its most raw and untamed form. On Christmas Eve, 1971, 17-year-old Julianne Copi boards Lanza Flight 508 alongside her mother, their destination Pucallpa, Peru. The flight is routine, the air thick with the anticipation of the holidays, but as the plane soars over the dense jungle, disaster strikes. Caught in a ferocious thunderstorm, the aircraft is buffeted by violent turbulence. Lightning illuminates the darkened cabin, followed by a deafening roar as the plane breaks apart mid-air. Julianne is ripped from her seat, still strapped to her seatbelt, and plunges 2 miles through the storm-ravaged sky. Miraculously, she survives the fall, the dense rainforest canopy cushioning her impact. Badly injured but alive, Julianne finds herself alone and disoriented in the heart of the Amazon. Her only guide is the memory of her father, a renowned biologist who had taught her survival skills during her childhood spent exploring the rainforest. Drawing on her father's lessons, Julianne begins her arduous journey for help. She navigates the dense undergrowth, the air thick with humidity and the buzz of insects. She scavenges for food, surviving on a bag of sweets and rainwater collected in large leaves. Her body is racked with pain from her injuries, but her spirit remains unbroken. Leeches cling to her skin, and the threat of jaguars and poisonous snakes lurks at every turn, but Julianne presses on, her will to live fueled by the memory of her mother and the hope of rescue. For 10 grueling days, Julianne follows a small stream, knowing that it will eventually lead her to a larger river and the possibility of finding help. Just as her strength begins to fail, she stumbles upon a small boat, a beacon of hope in the seemingly endless green labyrinth. She cleans her wounds as best she can, and takes shelter in the small craft, waiting for rescue. Eventually, local lumberjacks discover Julianne, weak but alive. Her story is a testament to the enduring strength of the human spirit and the unbreakable bond between a parent and a child. From the depths of the rainforest, we now ascend to the towering peaks of the Andes Mountains where the air is thin, and the only sound is the wind whistling across the glaciers. Here, two young mountaineers, Joe Simpson and Simon Yates, attempt the first ascent of the west face of Ciula Grande. Their climb is a testament to human ambition and the allure of conquering the unknown. They battle freezing temperatures, ice falls, and avalanches. Reaching the summit is a moment of triumph, but their elation is short-lived. As they begin their descent, disaster strikes. Joe falls and shatters his leg. With a storm brewing, Simon faces an impossible decision. He lowers Joe down the mountain, but as the storm intensifies, Simon loses his footing. He dangles over a precipice, pulling Joe towards the abyss. Simon cuts the rope, sending Joe into a crevasse. Joe's fall seems fatal. He crashes through the ice but survives. Alone in the crevasse, his situation seems hopeless. But Joe refuses to succumb to despair. He crawls out and begins a 3-day journey back to base camp. He inches across the glacier, battling pain and hallucinations. Just as his strength fails, he hears a familiar voice. Simon, who had given him up for dead, helps him to safety. Joe Simpson's story is a testament to human resilience and the will to live. From the icy peaks of the Andes, our journey takes us to the vast expanse of the Atlantic Ocean, where the horizon stretches endlessly in all directions. Here, sailor Stephen Callahan finds himself adrift and alone after his sailboat is sunk by a whale during a solo transatlantic race. His small life raft becomes his entire world, a tiny speck of humanity bobbing precariously on the vast and unforgiving sea. The days stretch into weeks as Stephen battles the relentless sun, the salt that stings his wounds, and the ever-present threat of sharks drawn to his small vessel. He rations his meager supplies of food and water, stretching them out as long as possible. He devises ingenious methods to collect rainwater and even manages to spear fish with a makeshift harpoon. But isolation and despair are his constant companions. Days turn into nights, the stars his only companions. He reads, he writes, he reflects on his life, clinging to the hope of rescue. He battles storms that threaten to capsize his fragile raft and endures searing sunburn and the constant gnawing of hunger. Sharks circle, their dark shapes visible in the clear blue water below, a constant reminder of the fragility of his existence. Yet, he endures. After 76 days adrift, his body emaciated, his skin ravaged by the elements, Stephen is spotted by fishermen near the Caribbean islands. He is weak, dehydrated, and barely recognizable, but he is alive. His story is a testament to the extraordinary resilience of the human body and the boundless capacity of the human spirit to endure even in the face of unimaginable isolation and despair. Our final story takes us to the roof of the world, Mount Everest, where the air is so thin that every breath is a struggle. In 1996, Beck Weathers, a pathologist from Texas, joins an expedition attempting to summit the world's highest peak. He is an experienced climber, but nothing can fully prepare him for the challenges that lie ahead. As they ascend through the death zone above 8,000 meters, the air grows thin, and the effects of altitude take their toll. A fierce blizzard engulfs the mountain, plunging the climbers into a whiteout of swirling snow and howling winds. Disoriented and suffering from hypoxia, Beck and several other climbers become separated from their group. As the storm rages on, Beck collapses, his body succumbing to the extreme conditions. His companions, believing him to be beyond help, make the heartbreaking decision to leave him behind. Beck Weathers is left for dead on the icy slopes of Everest, his body slowly succumbing to the cold. But deep within him, a flicker of life persists. Fueled by an unseen force, a primal will to survive, Beck regains consciousness. He is frostbitten, snowblind, and alone at an altitude where survival is deemed impossible. Yet he stumbles to his feet and begins to walk. Driven by the thought of his family and a will to live that defies all logic, he stumbles back towards camp. Against all odds, he reaches his companions, who are astonished to see him alive. Beck Weathers' story is a testament to the incredible power of the human spirit to endure even when all hope seems lost. These stories, diverse in their settings and circumstances, share a common thread. They remind us of the incredible resilience and determination of the human spirit. In the face of adversity, when all seems lost, something within us ignites, a primal will to live, a refusal to surrender. These survivors, through their extraordinary courage and resilience, remind us of the boundless capacity of the human spirit to endure, to adapt, and to overcome even the most daunting challenges. If you enjoyed these stories, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing content. And remember, the next time you face adversity, no matter how insurmountable it may seem, summon that indomitable spirit within you. For it is in our darkest hours that we often discover the true strength that lies within.